My career has always been about food security, global food security. That's my main driver. So the first couple of decades I was at Cornell, I was working on plants, kind of a plant science angle in my lab, looking at the genetics of disease resistance for crops that are important in African food security in particular. But then at some point I realized that plant health is really dependent on soil health. So, and that human health requires, therefore, good soil health, which feeds good plant health, and that'll lead to good human health. So I ended up turning the wheel pretty hard pretty recently, switching to this topic of, it's a big change, circular economy. How we can look back from decades on thinking of this era that we're in now as having been like super wasteful, and how circular economy, the idea is instead of we take, make, and waste, or in the case of food production, we make fertilizers from fossil fuels, put them on plants, eat them or the animals that eat them, and then dump the proceeds in the lake. We can, circularize that so that our nutrients keep feeding us instead of polluting the environment. So that idea of circular economy is like design out waste, keep materials in circulation, and regenerate nature. And I found those messages to be so thrilling and kind of relieving, oh yeah, I can see how we can do this. We can make this work. The urban and peri-urban environments of the world have soil that's been contaminated with lead and cadmium and whatnot, from leaded fuel and industrial activities in those environments. And so you can't really grow food on soil. You're there, and 40% of the people in the world live in peri-urban environments, many in informal settlements where they don't have sanitation. The soil's really gross and dangerous. So we're doing experiments at the student farm to develop methods for using these underutilized resources to make horticultural mixes that people can create from waste matter, turning them into safe soil. So like the crop residues, like the corn stalks that are left after you've taken the corn, you can compost those together with food waste and pea and produce a really good horticultural mix. We've been experimenting for a couple of years about this. We call it our stuff, organic underutilized resources, bring them together in certain ways and create raised bed gardens or other container-based gardens that people can grow healthy food in urban and peri-urban environments where there might be food insecurity, lack of sanitation. So this can soak up those nutrients that would otherwise contaminate the place in a productive and nice way. We're working, this little group that I'm part of, most actively on this idea of the circular bionutrient economy. So it's part of the broader circular economy, but it really focuses on how we can avoid having the nutrients that come through our bodies, for example, go out as pollutants. Because if you're like 80% of the human excreta go into the environment untreated worldwide. Okay, so that means we're trashing the aquatic environment, making our immediate environment gross and unhealthy, and making our digestive systems wrecked from this sort of septic environment so that we can't even take in our food. We can make things clean and verdant and more productive if we can keep those nutrients in circulation. I work with a group of students, and we've been working with various different groups in East Africa to do the circular bionutrient economy networks. So they have a network there, we have a network here, we're a network of networks together, and that's building across, people in Europe, people in South Asia, India, and so on. And it just really helps inspire us, and it's like thrilling. Students in global development are expected to spend time in the field doing internships and engaging, and our students are just really part of the action. My responsibility towards them is to provide them with opportunities, both local and global, those chances to get out into the world, do work and projects that are a decent match for their interests and their talents, help them inspire each other, give them good mentorship. It's really, I think, a nice culture and a real nice community. The students who are attracted to it are here to understand the big issues and orient themselves towards making that world a better place.